Where should you go for dating? Bali, Indonesia or Phuket, Thailand? This is probably one of the highest requested video topics I have had in my DMs since I actually came back to Thailand. Everybody wants to know where is going to be the best place. And in my opinion, overall, in Asia, I think Thailand and Indonesia are two of my favorite places when it comes to dating. You could argue that Da Nang, Vietnam is starting to create this like third expat community going on. I haven't actually been there myself, but I've heard some decent things about the area. But I don't think anything compares to Bali and Phuket unless you are into, the Filipino women or you're into the Japanese women, and that is just, solely up to you if you want to go to that area to, date those girls. So yeah, let's break it down. Bali versus Phuket. I mean, I have spent a long time in both of those places. I used to live in Phuket for over like 4 months, and I know the place like the back of my hand. And I've also lived over in Bali. I've been to Bali like 3 or 4 times. I would say probably the same amount of time, about 3-4 months time. And I've dated multiple women in both of those areas. So I have loads of experiences that I can share with you guys. So at the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of where you actually want to go. So let's start off with which place will actually have more beautiful women that you can actually see when you step outside of your door. And that is, without a shadow of a doubt, Bali, Indonesia. Like, you can go out in Bali, it doesn't matter where you are, if you're in Ubud or Canggu, Uluwatu for that matter, you can go outside and you're going to see beautiful women every single day. Like, every single day that you step outside of your house, you will see a chick that's at least like a 7 or above in attractiveness that you can actually speak to and, potentially can get a number and, go for a date and whatnot. So if you're looking to practice your social skills, definitely go to Bali. When it comes to Phuket though, it's like you could be outside for quite a long time and you might not really see any hot girls. Like, I would come outside, let's say I go to like a shopping center, get a few things, and then maybe I'll see like 1 or 2 girls here and there, just like a one-off. Let's say I see some nice Russian bird or, chick from Ukraine sitting in a restaurant and I'll approach her, but it's not like they're just walking around everywhere. So that's a massive difference when it comes to like the amount of volume of actual beautiful women that you're going to be able to see. So that is something to keep in mind. Definitely, if you want volume of beautiful women, I mean, Bali wins by far. You're going to see so much more, and that's just because it's an island. It's a very small island situated in Indonesia. I think a lot of people forget that Bali is an island, so you can't really like travel anywhere. Like, I mean, you can, but most people when they go to Bali, they just stay in Bali. So you will end up like bumping into a lot of people that you spoke to before. Like, especially if you live in Canggu and you're always in Canggu, you will be, be bumping into the same people. And then with Phuket, it's like so much bigger. So you got like Karon Beach, you got Kamala Beach, Bang Tower Beach, you got Phuket Town, Central. And it's an island, but not really, because it has a bridge to the mainland. So you don't actually even have to go on a boat to like get out of Phuket. You can literally just like drive through. So I think it's just a lot bigger and it's a lot more developed as well. Now, as far as how receptive are the girls to meeting, going on a date, I think both of the places are going to be super receptive. Like, you will not have much of a problem if you have some social skills and, you know how to speak to women and open conversations. You're not going to have much issues getting a date in Phuket, and you're not going to have much issues getting a date in Bali. So many single women in both of those places. Yes, sometimes you get like couples that travel through there and, some girls that live there. It's not like very common, I would say. Like, for example, Bali is just like full of single girls and guys as well. And no one really dates seriously unless like maybe you're from Eastern Europe, like Russia or Ukraine, and you've been there for like long time, and you found yourself a boyfriend and now you're all together. But at the end of the day, like, I haven't seen that to be the case. From my experience, it's like the girls don't really want to date there because they know what sort of guys they're going to be meeting. And to be honest, even guys are not super serious about it because they're like, I know for a fact that this girl is going to go on a second day and then the third and the fourth day with some other guy after me, because they've just got so many different options. So Bali for that is actually pretty bad. And I think Phuket is slightly better for that, to be honest. I feel like if you go to Phuket and you meet like some girl that you really like, you're more likely to actually end up kind of having a relationship going on for, you know, like a longer term relationship than you are in Bali. I think with Bali is just like you have too many options and you end up, you know, alone because you're always dating new people and you never really commit to anybody. All right, next up, when it comes to femininity of the women, I feel like Phuket kind of wins on this. The Russian girls I was speaking to, or even the girls that were from Western Europe, and even the Thai birds, by the way, very feminine in Phuket. I wouldn't say they got like this boss babe, Bali kind of vibe. I feel like in Bali, you're more likely to bump into some of the girls that are like, I'm a boss bitch, blah, 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 like I'll make money. There's a lot of girls out there that are influencers. So you're going to run into a lot of girls that are like, you know, hardworking and hustling and, you know, a type A personality, like very much more aggressive, very much more masculine. Not to say that every girl is like that, but I didn't bump into more girls like that in Bali than I did over in Phuket. I think in Phuket, most of the girls that I bumped into were like super feminine. They didn't really have like that kind of hustlers mentality where they're just, you know, making content and they're always working 24/7. As far as the pros, okay, where are you more likely to find them is going to be Phuket, without a shadow of a doubt. Phuket has a lot more of that culture. Also, when you come to Phuket, Thailand, and you're hanging out in like Patong area, you're going to be viewed more as like, oh yeah, you're a sex expat, or, you know, you're here for that tourism. And you might get a little bit of that stigma coming through. Whereas in Bali, that doesn't exist. Like in Bali, you're just a normal guy that is traveling. You're not there for sex tourism, right? So I feel like because of Thailand in general, all of these old men coming over here, paying for the women, it has created that kind of a stigma that, oh, you're a foreigner and you're just here to pay for it. And it's more likely to happen in Thailand for sure. So like if you're going to be out and about, you will bump into a lot more sex workers than you would in Bali. I haven't even run into like a single girl that was a sex worker in Bali. Yeah, no, I haven't. Whereas in Thailand, I have like multiple times where I have to like actually screen, is she a normal girl? Is she working? Blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of the girls here, like, it's sad, guys, but especially in Pattaya, like Pattaya is horrible for this. I was out in the club last night and I saw this girl, Thai bird, you know, beautiful girl, and she's talking to like some guy that's like over 60 years old, and she's like 20, and, you know, beautiful body, nice teeth, everything. And I'm just thinking, what the hell? And she kept on looking over, and I'm thinking, they don't really seem to care too much if you're a good-looking guy with charisma and, you know, you got some game. They just kind of want the money. Obviously, the workers, they're after the money a lot more than they are after like an actual relationship. So that's what I feel like you might run into that a lot more over in Thailand. And guess what, guys? Thailand is obviously a huge country. You know, I'm talking about Phuket in general, but that stuff is not happening in Phuket as well, in Patong. I mean, plenty of that happening there. Pattaya, I think, is the worst for this. And then obviously you got Bangkok as well. Whereas Bali is just one island, right? So it's like we can't really compare the whole of Indonesia. But the thing is, if I was to go somewhere else in Indonesia, dating is going to be absolutely horrible. Like, don't even try going anywhere else. Bali's definitely got that X factor when it comes to like Indonesia. Like, everybody goes to Bali. All right, as far as the attractiveness of the women. So I'll tell you guys like this. I think both places have really, really attractive women. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. Where are you going to get them more volume? Of course, Bali. However, if I actually think back to all of the girls I've dated in Phuket and Bali, I would say that some of the hottest Russian girls from Moscow I have met in Phuket, Thailand. And to be honest, this one girl that I've met in Phuket, she actually did travel to Bali anyway. So they end up traveling there back and forth. It's like, you know, just a normal thing, I guess you do, to do your visa runs. But I did run into some of the hottest Russian girls in Phuket for some reason. I think it's the infrastructure and nicer beaches and all the other factors that Thailand has that Bali doesn't have that attracts those sort of women. And I would say that Bali has a lot more volume and still has, I mean, some of the hottest girls you're ever gonna see, guys, because you know they're gonna be traveling through that at some point. Like every single hot girl, even from like Rio de Janeiro, guys. I know girls from Colombia that fucking traveled there. I know girls from Argentina that have traveled over there. Like you're even gonna bump into some Latinas over in Bali. So don't think that you're only gonna meet certain type of girl. Like all of the hot girls come to Bali at some point. It doesn't matter where you're from. Like you're literally gonna bump into them. If you're gonna live there, you will see them at some point. But I would say like this, like Phuket has very beautiful Ukrainian girls, Russian girls, you know, Swedish, Swiss, girls from Western and Eastern Europe in general that are like absolutely beautiful. And it probably has some of the nicest, most beautiful Thai girls I've seen in the whole of Thailand. And then when it comes to Bali, it's going to be filled with, again, you know, Ukrainians, Russians, and plenty of Western European girls as well. So both of those places will have beautiful women, but I would say that it's going to be a lot easier for you to get a date and actually bump into them in Bali than it would be in Phuket. For example, you could be in Phuket for like a couple of weeks and not see much hot birds. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, week 3, week 4, you see like this stunning 9 out of 10 girl from Moscow. Whereas in Bali, I pretty much saw that like every day or every other day. So when it comes to like the actual volume, I think Bali just absolutely destroys Phuket. Next up, let's talk about like the actual overall standard of living. Like where would you actually want to live for the long term? I feel like Phuket is so much more developed. You got international airport. It's so much bigger. The infrastructure is way better. The roads are better. You don't feel like crammed and you're not really stuck in traffic all of the time. You're able to get a bigger bike as well. I like to get liter bikes when I'm over in Thailand and I can actually ride a nice bike. I've got plenty of amazing gyms like Tiger Muay Thai, aka Thailand, Top Team, Phuket. There's just so many different gyms. Phuket Fight Club, shout out to them as well. I've got a friend that's a coach there. Again, I have friends in Phuket and Bali, so I do like both the places. But when it comes to like everyday life, the standard of living in Phuket is just like so much better. You got nice beaches that you can literally take a ride to like 10, 15 minutes and you have some of the nicest beaches ever. You also got different islands you can go to. There's so much to do if you're a tourist, and even if you live in there, it's always something to do. The food is amazing. What else can I say? Prices are probably slightly higher than Bali, but that doesn't really bother me. And not to mention, if you're into Muay Thai, Thai boxing, I mean, you're gonna love Thailand, because you're going to get some of the best fighting gyms in Phuket. Even if you're in Pattaya or, you know, Bangkok or even Chiang Mai for that matter, like the Thai boxing experience you're going to have in Thailand is going to be amazing compared to Bali. You got Bali MMA, that's the only really good gym. I mean, there's another one, I don't really like the other gym. But yeah, Bali MMA is probably the best, but it's not going to be anything near like Phuket. Like you got Bang Tower gym as well in Phuket. Now, there's so many gyms in Phuket, Thailand, guys. I mean, it's crazy. And I feel like it's just so much easier to get around. You know, you're not stuck in traffic. Now, comparing that to Bali, you're going to have good food as well, like amazing food. However, the likelihood of you getting food poisoning is a lot more because the water sometimes is really dirty. If that gets in your system, you can end up having Bali belly, which if you're going to get it, you're going to feel absolutely horrible and you're going to be done for like 5 days. You won't be able to do anything. You'll lose weight and you just feel like crap. So that's, you know, some of the things you have to consider when you go to Bali. What else? You have nice beach in Uluwatu, but Canggu beach is horrendous. It stinks of piss and it's just dirty. Like, it's just not nice. Roads are super tiny, so you can't get a bigger bike. You literally can only get a scooter. I would not get a bigger bike in Bali. It's so stupid. I had a Z900 in Bali for like a few days and I was like, mate, this is just, it's too big. There's no point even having it. I even had like a 250 Yamaha and I was like, mate, this is way too big as well. And then the girls complain as well, like, oh my God, I have to get on this bike. Like, you know, they just want to get a scooter. So just get the scooter, guys. 155 N Max and you're good to go. Overall, I think Bali is just a lot more dirty. Party scene is way better. I mean, parties in Bali are like ridiculous. Way, way better. Fitness gyms, I feel like Bali has better fitness gyms than Phuket. Fighting gyms, I would say Phuket is better. Like in Bali, you can pay like £150 a month and you're going to be able to get access to some of like the nicest gyms. So if you're into working out, like, you know, bodybuilding, fitness, powerlifting, CrossFit, all of that stuff, you're gonna get some of the nicest gyms in Bali. And they all include like a sauna, steam room, like all the facilities are there. So I feel like the community is way better in Bali as well. So if you're into like meeting new people and you want to connect with like-minded individuals, people that are kind of in the same page as you, you'll meet a lot more of these guys in Bali. Whereas in Phuket, you're not likely to meet these guys so easily. You'll still connect, obviously, but it's not going to be like as good as Bali is. And yeah, as far as like facilities as well, like you're not really going to be able to get a condo in Bali. Like it's mostly going to be villas and like hotel rooms. Whereas in Phuket, you can actually get like a big condo with, you know, a gym, sauna, stuff like that included in there. It's just like you feel there is more space in Phuket, Thailand. Whereas Bali is just very crowded and small. And it takes you like ages to get from one place to another. But all of that makes sense to sacrifice if you just want to go there for dating and kind of have a good time and party. I've had some of the best times in both of those places, so I suggest that you guys try out both of them. I personally prefer to live in Phuket and then go to Bali once in a while, but I don't think like I could actually live in Bali long term. I mean, maybe I'll change my mind in the future, but yeah, I would say Phuket is more livable for sure. Like you can actually have a decent life. And Bali is just kind of like you're around other, you know, these digital nomads and like people trying to make it. Like there's a lot of broke people there as well. Like keep in mind, Bali has so many broke people. Just because you have a few guys with a lot of money that come to Bali, you know, for a while, it doesn't mean all of these guys are making money, because most people in Bali are fucking broke. And that's just the facts. When a place like Phuket or Bangkok, Thailand, you're going to meet a lot more people with money. Like for example, even in Pattaya here, I saw like, was it three Lamborghinis just like drive past, and this is Pattaya. So yeah guys, overall, what's my personal pick? What do I like best for dating? I would personally say that Bali, if you're willing to sacrifice all the other stuff I just talked about, is going to be the best for that. Now, is it going to be best for long-term dating? Probably not. It's mostly going to be short-term dating. Even Phuket, for that matter, guys, a lot of the girls that travel to Phuket, they're there for a very short time, especially the girls from Western Europe. They're there for a very short amount of time and then they leave, okay? And it's like, there's not many girls that actually live there. I think Bali, you have slightly more girls that live there, but the problem with that is Bali's not really like a traditional place, is it? Let's be honest, it's a party island that people just come to and enjoy themselves. And that's pretty much it. I forgot to mention, Bali actually has a lot of Aussie girls as well. A lot of people from Australia do come to Bali, like pretty much twice a year at least. When I used to live over on Gold Coast, you know, we always used to book trips to Bali because it's so close, you know. And for them to actually go all the way to Phuket is like, mate, that's even a longer flight they have to sit on, whereas Bali is just there. So a lot of these girls from Gold Coast, which has the hottest girls in Australia, are going to be over in Bali. So yeah, definitely choose Bali for dating, guys. When it comes to competition, Bali will have a lot of competition. There's plenty of good-looking guys out there that are like male models, and there's also plenty of beautiful women in Bali. So every girl is trying to be as attractive as she can. The same goes for the guys. If you want to actually look smacks and get yourself in shape, if you're not already in shape, check out my program, Max Mode, down below. It's a 3-day-a-week training program. You get a diet plan as well in there. You get a full guide to looks maxing and also how to increase your testosterone naturally. On top of that, guys, you also get access to a WhatsApp group, which you will be able to now connect with like-minded people, and I'm also going to be inside of that. It's still 50% off until we get to 50 members, and then I'm going to up the price to the original price, so go check it out right now. But the competition in Bali is going to be super high, and I would say it's probably one of the worst places for that. Like, you're going to have some of the best looking people you've ever seen. Like, from all of the 42 countries I currently been in, I've never seen anything like it. Like, Bali just has so many beautiful people, and it's not going to compare to anywhere else. So you don't really stand out too much. So you better make sure that you are a top tier guy when you go to Bali, if you actually want to date like the 9s and 10s. If you don't care about that, if you just want to date like some, you know, girl that you're not really attracted to, then yeah, you'll still have success. But if you want the best of the best, you definitely have to take care of yourself, guys, and work on everything. You're also going to have some social skills. Just because you're in shape and you're good looking, you're still not going to get results if you don't have the balls to actually go up there and start conversations. So guys, again, maximize your dating is still 50% off. I'm keeping it at 50% off until we reach 50 members. Again, this is a full dating course from A to Z. You're gonna get Tinder, Hinge explained fully, and how to actually meet girls on Instagram. I also go over like daytime, nighttime, approach anxiety, how to meet the girls. This is super important to master, guys, because a lot of you guys just think, oh, I'll just go over to another country and I'm gonna get good results. Like, you can actually even come to Thailand and get shit results, because you're not going to get the best of the girls, because you're not approaching, you don't know how to make yourself more attractive. That's number one. So you're not getting the best of the girls that you could be dating, because you're not working on yourself. You're not actually putting yourself out there. You still have approach anxiety. You know, you haven't approached the last couple of girls that you were pointing out to your mates, like, oh bro, she's really hot, and you haven't actually approached her. You're not living your life to a full potential. You're not actually holding yourself accountable. And this is so important that you guys master this, because it's really going to hold you back. As far as like, you can go to the best of the best places. I can go anywhere I want. I'm currently in Thailand because I want to lock in on the training, making the videos, and really working on myself like to the max. But I can be absolutely anywhere I want. I could be in Miami right now, I could be in Bali right now. Anywhere I want to go, I can go, because I make money online and it's not a problem. But a lot of you guys just think, oh, I'll just go to this place, and over there I don't need any game, I don't need to, you know, look smacks, I don't really need to take care of myself anymore, because all the girls in that specific country are gonna be on the knees just begging me for my attention. It's like, no, that's not the case, guys. You still have to work on yourself. And this is why I'm so focused on self-improvement, guys, because it actually gets you better results. If you've been to all of those places and you're still like, mate, I'm not really satisfied, I don't really get the results that I was promised, is because you're not actually worked on yourself fully. You still lack in those skills. You're probably out of shape still. You still believe that, oh, if I just learn social skills, I don't need to be in shape. I don't need to, you know, get a nice haircut and actually take care of my skin. Oh, I don't need all of that. No, you need everything. You need absolutely everything. I think I'm the only guy on the internet, on YouTube, that is actually telling you the truth, that you need everything. Anything and everything that you can do to self-improve, to get yourself to the next level, will help you in dating. Stop focusing on just one thing. Oh, it's all about game. Oh, it's all about money. Just stop doing that, because it's absolutely low IQ thinking, and it's not going to help you get anywhere. So yeah, guys, if you want the dating course, it is linked down below as well. Maximize your dating. You will get access to a WhatsApp group as well, and I'll be inside of there. So it's kind of like you have me as your personal wingman, because you're going to be posting your results there, and I'll personally give you feedback as well. So yeah, I think I covered everything in this video. I hope it was informative, guys. If you made it to the end, smash the like button, comment down below. Let me know any other places that you want me to assess and review. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys, and click that notification bell to be notified every single time I post a new video. That is it. We see you guys in the next one. Peace.